Greetings and salutations, this is Akirishin. In this video, I will be responding to some of your comments regarding my most recent video featuring the F7U Cutlass. Now previously in my video, for upgrades, I had chosen to go with trying to ameliorate some of this aircraft's weaknesses, and specifically its weakness in terms of low effectiveness in maneuvering combat. This aircraft is not a good turning plane. So I had equipped control surface adjustment and lightweight airframe, both of which are designed to increase this aircraft's maneuverability. I had also gone with improved covering, which was more directed at the aircraft's survivability, which was not a weakness, but rather a strength. Likewise, in terms of consumables, I had chosen to go with, instead of engine restarter, I had gone with heavy-duty control surfaces, which is a situational consumable directed at improving maneuverability in all axes for 10 seconds. Further, in pilot skills, I had chosen aerobatics expert and aerodynamics expert, again both of which are intended to address this aircraft's maneuverability. However, some of you posted comments regarding how you might change that build to accentuate the aircraft's strengths rather than to improve its weaknesses. For example, Feng Zan said, why not improve the speed and engine? Maneuverability is bad and will stay bad regardless of what you put into this thing. Go full zoom and boom. Likewise, Captain Chaos had said, I'm finding instead of trying to improve a plane's failings, i.e. not very good maneuverability, I'm trying to reinforce its strengths rather than going with its weaknesses. I greatly appreciate all of your comments and your ideas, and that you have taken the time to share those with me. And because I appreciate those suggestions, I decided to try them and to see how they work on this aircraft. Because in the past I have indicated that, it's a valid strategy to work on an aircraft's strengths and to accentuate those rather than focusing on the aircraft's weaknesses. So to that end, I have focused on this aircraft's high airspeed, its zoom and boom potential, as you have suggested. Also, one of the comments that was made by Richard was that he had noticed in one of the flights in my last video that the engine had been knocked out. And I had in the video indicated that I had gone with controlled surface, auto trim, and as I said, the heavy duty control surfaces instead of engine restarter, because I had had several flights with this aircraft where the engine restarting was not a concern. But as Richard pointed out, in flight number 1, the engine did go out. So I have decided to get rid of heavy-duty control surfaces and to equip the automatic engine restarter, and I have kept the control surface auto trim, which will further accentuate this aircraft's strength of having good survivability. In terms of upgrades, I have gone with engine tuning, which increases the engine power by 5%, and I have gone with polished covering, which increases this aircraft's top speed by 3%. Now, in my last video, there were multiple occasions when I dealt with ground attack aircraft, and that is something that you may come into contact with a lot in this aircraft because it is good in the ground attack role given its strong bombs. So you're likely to come across some ground attack aircraft and their defensive fire can be deadly. So I decided to change from improved covering 4, which decreases chance of critical damage to wings and tail and plus 5% to aircraft HP. I decided to instead go with concealing livery, which reduces the efficiency of enemy AA and defensive gunfire by 30%. My goal there being to reduce the defensive fire by ground attack aircraft by that 30% to help deal with that situation which was kind of plaguing this aircraft in my past video. Also, further going with the zoom and boom concept, instead of equipping Aerobatics Expert and Aerodynamics Expert, I equipped Engine Guru Run, which increases engine thrust by 3%, and Engine Guru 2, which increases engine thrust and top speed by 2%. I stuck with the Demolition Expert because I do want to enhance this aircraft's bomb strength, which is one of its strong points. And I will focus in this next video on more of a zoom and boom strategy, trying to engage less in low altitude, hanging around, if you will, using extend flaps and air brakes a lot to maneuver with other aircraft, but instead going for the zoom and boom, shoot it and leave type of mentality. And so let's get into a battle here and see how that works. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is analyze this gameplay after I have made the video. Normally I will give you a play-by-play as I'm actually in the game, but this time I'm going to analyze things sort of after the fact here. And we have drawn the Alpine Gambit Day of Reckoning map. And what our goal here is to focus on the zoom and the boom. And part of that is that I'm going to get up to this aircraft's optimal altitude, which is about 1,800 meters. And then we're going to be going in more diving attacks, and then getting back up to altitude, rinse and repeat. And we're going to focus on maintaining this aircraft's energy, not losing energy to the greatest extent possible. We're going to avoid getting into turning dog fights. If an aircraft is there and presents an opportunity, we'll go for it. But otherwise, we're just going to keep moving. So, and we've got one human player who is in an MEP 1092 fighter, which is an excellent German fighter.
You are approaching the area of combat operations. Be ready.
And what we're going to do is head over to this plant. And then from there we will go to the airfield. And I'm trying to direct the team there. Augmenting our zoom and boom, we've got a 20-second engine boost.
You are approaching the front line.
So the first thing I'm going to do is gain altitude. I'm going to head up to about 1,800 meters. Optimal altitude for this aircraft. Head over to the plant. And we're going to attack this center plant here, which is our largest target there. And what my goal is to try to place these bombs in between buildings as much as possible. By doing that, my goal is to hit multiple buildings at the same time. If I can place the bomb between the buildings, then I'm hitting 2 buildings instead of 1. So I've gained altitude again. I'm going to head back down. Got another bomb, but then I see we have some enemy aircraft coming in, and I want to give our team time to finish off that ground target. So I'm going to engage these aircraft, but I'm not getting any kind of turning fights with them. I'm staying moving. I'm hitting them as they're coming in, just trying to make a dent in them, deter them, keep them busy, while our team does whatever they need to do. And I understand this is probably a losing proposition because we're way outnumbered. So we do get destroyed there by J7W2. But we've accomplished our goal. Our team has secured that asset. Alright, so now we're going to head over to the other plant. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to gain altitude here. Now we only have 1 bomb left. So again, to maximize the effect of this bomb, I'm going to dive from 1,800 meters, gather speed, and I'm going to try to place this bomb in between multiple buildings. So that I have, so you see I was between the smokestacks and 2 buildings. So I've got 3 targets there that I was able to hit and damage, all with 1 bomb. That's using that bomb to the maximum possible effect. I've still got my momentum. Optimal airspeed is in the 500 km/h range. I'm up at 700 km/h. We're maintaining the energy of this aircraft, and we've got a target of opportunity here. We're turning, but we're still maintaining our speed. I'm not applying air brakes. I'm not extending flaps. We're staying fast mover here. Once again, I know that we're going to go down here, and we've still got some of this plant left. We haven't taken the target, and all I have are cannons. I don't have a bomb, so I'm going to try to take out the smokestacks. And we were able to secure the plant. I know that enemy aircraft are going to be coming in, trying to take that back from us. See them over there. And so we're just going to engage these aircraft as they come in. We're not going to chase. We're not going to do a bunch of heavy turning. We turn here, but it's a target of opportunity. Pretty good distance there. We're still maintaining our speed at over 700 kilometers per hour, which is higher than our optimal airspeed. So we're still maintaining our energy, and we're hitting targets as they go by us, just putting a dent in them. Not expecting necessarily to take them out, because for me to do that I'd have to snuggle in behind them and we'd lose energy doing that. So again, here we do get killed, but look at what we were up against. Multiple enemy aircraft, and we have delayed them from getting over here to this plant and retaking that target. So we're maintaining the points moving on this plant because of our delaying tactics. And now we're going to head over here and try to support retaking this plant, because most likely this plant over here to our east is going to get taken by the enemy. We've delayed them, but you know, we're not going to delay them forever. So we need to take the other plant. Again, I'm gaining altitude, but I do see we have a target of opportunity, which is our human pilot. Whenever you see a human pilot, take them out if you can. We are able to do that, and we're still moving in, and once again we're going to try to place, we're going to try to place those bombs in between as many targets as we can to use them to their maximum effect. Now we're going to flip over here vertically, which is the best way to turn this aircraft, flipping vertically. But our team is able to take the plant, so we can now move on to the airfield. So again, the enemy is working to our east, so we're going to work the west. And we're just going to trade assets, which is going to keep the status quo of us winning this engagement. So we're coming in here, we're at 800 kilometers per hour, over that. Again, I'm placing bombs between the targets, getting as many as I can. I'm not just going to put the bomb in the middle of one building. I'm going to try to get multiple buildings with one bomb.
We've taken control of the airfield.
Alright, so we flipped around here, but we're still maintaining our energy. We're still at or above our optimum airspeed here. And we're now gaining altitude. Now this fight is pretty much over here, but we're getting back to our optimum altitude to maintain our Zuma Boom. And at that point we're able to pull out the victory. We get the #1 slot on the team, and success. So what's the bottom line here? We accentuated this aircraft's strengths, as some of the commentators were suggesting, and we've been successful. We secured the victory, got the #1 slot for ourselves, and we used strategy to prevail. Over 6,000 combat points, and you know, this was a relatively short engagement. We're talking, the battle duration was 7 minutes and 5 seconds. So we did a lot in that 7 minutes. We accomplished a lot. So anyway, I hope you now see the possibilities when you accentuate the strengths of this aircraft. You can always work, as I did in the last video, on improving the weaknesses of the aircraft. It's not a bad strategy, but equally valid is working to accentuate the strengths of the aircraft, and you see the effectiveness of that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of this, and I would say that the commentators' suggestions are validated, as we've just shown.